Good morning, my name is Eric Duran. Today we're going to be teaching you how to simplify fractions. Now, as you already know, simplifying fractions is the next step after we actually even break down how to even get a fraction to begin with. So as we're going to go through methods, as you can see through here. The first method we're going to be doing is the visual method. The second one we're going to be finding the divisible common factor. And then for the third problem, we're going to be using both methods so you can see how we incorporate it into that. So, for the first method is going to be visual. Now, as you can see, it's 2 over 4. This shall be our numerator, and this shall be our denominator. So, in order to do the visual representation, what we're going to do is we're going to draw a box. Now, the box, we're going to divide it into 4 pieces. Once we divide it into 4 pieces, since it does say the numerator is 2, as you can see before we even go into that, number 4, we see that there's 4 pieces. That shall be our denominator. And since it says on the top of the numerator, it says 2, we're going to shade those in. Now, after we have shaded those in too, you're going to see how the visual representation says 2 over 4. Now, since it's 2 over 4, we want to simplify this. We want to make it smaller, in other words. So, as you can see, if you can kind of see from what we're actually looking at right now, the first top part of this is actually 1 shaded in, and on the bottom part of this is actually the second one that is not shaded in. So we can actually say that these 2 pieces can go into 2. So, it's 2 pieces. Now, how many pieces are actually shaded in? Anyone? Okay, 1. All right, thank you, Timothy, for actually, thank you very much. 1. So as you can see, we simplified 2 over 4 into 1 divided by 2. And that shall be our answer. Moving on. Finding the divisible common factor. No longer we're going to be paying attention to the visual one, so let's turn our attention to this one. In order to find a divisible common factor, we're going to have to basically factor out these 2 numbers. Now, everybody loves their 5s and 10s. So as you can see, both numbers are actually divisible by 5. So if you actually take into this number, 10, and we kind of separate them away, this being our numerator, we're going to have an n for numerator, 25 for it being our denominator. Now, in order for these to be separated into common factors of 5, how many 5s fit into 10? Anyone? 2. Hey, thank you very much. So 2 fit into 10. 2 5s. So if you go 5, 2 5s of these will fit into 10 over here. So that shall be our numerator. Now, how many 5s fit into 25? Anyone? 5. Hey, thank you very much, Timothy, once again. As you can see, there you go. 2 over 5 is now our simplified fraction. And that is by actually using the number 5 to actually finding a common factor within these both. Now for the last piece, or the last problem in this case, we're going to be using both the visual and the common factor to actually be able to incorporate into our problem. So 12 over 36, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to draw the box for our visual. Now we're going to draw, since it is 36, it is going to take a while. As you can see, we already have it drawn before we stopped the video because for time purposes. So as you can see, as we have our visual method right here, we have 3 rows right here and 12 columns. Now we're putting the numbers up for you so you can it can be easier for you to identify. Now what we're going to do is, since we have 12 over 36, there's 36 in here, we're going to use the visual method the same way we did it over here. We're going to shade in 12. So since this is 3, 6, 9, 12, up to here, we're going to shade all these squares in. As you can see, this is going to give us 12, which is going to be represented as our numerator. So we have 12 right here that are already shaded. Now, as you can see, we can actually further divide the next couple of pieces as well. So it's going to be 12 right here. We're going to have to count again. There's 4, 3, 6, 9, 12. And as you can see, it's divided into 3 quadrants. So as you can see, as only 1 quadrant is shaded in, we can put that as our numerator. And there's 3 quadrants in total. That's going to be our denominator. And that's how you use the visual representation of how to simplify that fraction. Now what we're going to do is we're going to find the divisible common factor. Now as you can see, the highest divisible common factor that we have for 12 over 36 shall be 12 itself. So how many 12s go into 12 itself? 1. Hey, thank you, Timothy, once again. Timothy's on fire today. So since 1 12 goes into 12 itself, so our numerator is going to be 1. Now, what we got to find out, since it's a bit more trickier to see how many 12s go into 36, what we're going to do is we're going to add 12 plus 12 plus 12 until we get 36. So 12 plus 12 shall give us 24. Now, that still has yet to give us to 36. So we're going to have to add another plus 12 to 24. So 24 plus 12 shall give us 36. Now, how many 12s did we actually use? We used 1, 2, 3. Therefore, our denominator shall come out to be 1 over 3. As you can see, simplifying fractions is an easy and simple method.